appreciate everybody coming. I appreciate that you were fans of my career, man, and have continued to support me throughout the years. It's meant so much to me in my life. I've said it before on one of the bio pages of my website that creating and performing Ultimate Warrior, the experiences that I had in that unique industry, in that competitive environment, in those shark-infested waters. I mean, there's no more shark-infested waters than the waters of the industry of professional wrestling. The backstabbers, the two-faced people, the two-faced fucks, the ones that will do everything or want to do anything they can to make sure that you don't keep your spot in the business because there are only very few spots. The old-timers didn't like the young guys with the bodies and the physiques and the gimmicks and the colorful characters that were created, the guys with the charisma. They didn't like that so much. They were offended by that. And they did things to really try to get you out of the fucking business one way or another. Even in the ring, when you go to the ring with another fellow wrestler, you open up your body to them. You let them use it. You trust them that they're not going to hurt you in a way that's going to fuck you up permanently. Well, back then, those guys, they knew how to fuck people up permanently. Everybody, if you followed wrestling for years, you know about those wrestlers or hear the stories, the guys that were the shooters, the guys that could really fuck you up. And those guys were in the business and they didn't like it, that young guys were up and coming, that Vince McMahon was changing the business into sports entertainment. They didn't like that. So participating in all that, coming from my background, growing up in a town of 600 people, in the rural areas of the Midwest, growing up on farms, working on farms in the country, spending all day outside, using my imagination to have fun and make the days pass when I was young, out in the woods with my buddies and stuff, hunting, fishing, swimming, those type of things, that's the background that I came from. And being in the business of sports entertainment and having those experiences with the other guys, rising up, setting the goals I had for myself to succeed in the business, the success experiences I had. I mean, how many times you hear successful people tell you that success isn't really what you think it is? When you have more money, you just have bigger problems. Your problems don't fucking go away, they just get bigger. I didn't know any of that. My family never had any wealth. We never went without anything, but I never had that experience. So having those experiences in the business, making money, being able to have things, write a check for a house, get in the mood to go buy a car or motorcycle, write a fucking check for it, just take the money out of your wallet and pay for it. Those were all unique experiences for me in my life. And everybody knows different stories about my life and my career and why I had fallouts in the business with Vince and why I left, why I came and went and things. And but creating and performing Ultimate Warrior and having those experiences made me who I am today. And I never would have been able to become the man that I am today if it wasn't for having those experiences. And it's because you supported me in my success that I was able to do that. And I want to talk about those experiences and what they taught me. One of the things that affected me the most in my life after I left wrestling and left the business, a lot of people, when you look at my career and you think about it and you were young, or let's say you were coming into your teens or your 20s, starting college, you're starting to think for yourself, you understand things a little bit better, you're not just 7 or 8 years old. So you start thinking like a young adult and you think, why would Warrior leave the business? I mean, here he is, he's, has the potential to be the fucking guy for all time. I mean, Ultimate Warrior could have just continued to be that if he would have stayed in the business. Why would he decide to leave the business? And then what's more confusing to people is that once they find out why, they get the background on the stories and stuff about why I left, then they go, how? How were you able to?